Stand to MechWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of Urban Warfare as we continue the campaigns of the Casper Kaisha, and last time we saw Hatchet Man. Really, that was the most interesting thing that's occurred in quite some time. So the Hatchet Man that we kind of wanted to take, unfortunately, our weapons are not exactly conducive to taking things intact. Blowing into little tiny pieces, very, very easy. Trying to take something more or less in one piece, not so much. And so we have our first part of Hatchet Man, should we want to start getting our hands on more, and I kind of think that we do. There are a couple of lower tonnage flashpoints that we kind of would like to have the Hatchet maybe for. After all, it does 110 damage when it hits with its axe, and it only weighs 45 tons, which is not bad. But we have quite a few more missions to do. We have moved to a brand new planet. Unfortunately, almost every single mission is locked down behind a faction wall. We don't have a sufficient faction reputation or an MRBC rating on one or the other in order to take the higher level missions. So we need to start seriously thinking about what faction we want to start allying with so we can start working with them to get the higher end missions. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. Which faction do you think should become our bestest buddy? I will ask this at the end of the episode too if I can remember. But in the meantime, Lost Air. The scion of a Merrick mercantile concern has been missing for months. We suspect a kidnapping by Lao. But there's been no ransom demand. A local group of sympathizers on Repulse recently picked up a garbled message from the Scion indicating that she's being held in a Capellan security facility there. Our intel failed to trace her to Repulse, so any loyal mechs are several jumps away. We need your help to extract her. This will pay out 35,700 C-bills, which is pretty terrible. It is a 3-skull mission, though, at 4 of 18 priority salvage. So with any luck, we'll run into something big and interesting and powerful worth stealing, because we're definitely in the market. So let us go check out the Casper Kaisha, the current lance. Unfortunately, Casper herself is on bed rest for the next 18 or so days because her mech took a little bit of a pounding, mainly her head. We have a River in our brand new Quick Draw. The Quick Draw is designed a little bit oddly, I'll grant you that much. However, once we start getting a higher enough level on our pilots, the minimum range of the PPC should no longer really be a problem. So basically, we get to walk up to people and shove a PPC in their face and fire a whole bunch of weapons. The key about this mech is this should be able to knock people over pretty good, as most of these weapons have increased stability damage. The PPC has like plus 30 stability damage. It's getting kind of ridiculous. We have Rangeable in the Thunderbolt, Redoubt in the Orion, and of course Reach in his Atlas. So with that out of the way, let's go head on and become somebody's absolute worst nightmare. Now, I'm not quite sure how the heat is actually going to play out in a real-world scenario with the brand new Quick Draw. It could be okay, but it might end up being a major problem. So we're going to have to figure that out in relatively short order, and we shall. Sensors have indicated we have 3 mechs on scanners. One of them already has revealed themselves to be a hunchback, but it is the Discoback, and so I'm honestly not all that concerned. Yeah, the Discoback can deal a ton of damage, but it's all going to be all over the place. So when you're packing a whole bunch of heavy and assault mechs, well, then that's not really so much of a concern. Okay, so it's 3 medium mechs, entirely disappointing. None of what we wanted to see, unless you're an SLDF Griffin, which you're not because you don't have the second rocket pod. Also, the 1N is not an SLDF Griffin. Hunchback coming up. He's going to start discoing against the Quick Draw, which has a ton of evasion going on. So a whole bunch of misses, and the hits that did hit, well, we were in cover, so it didn't really matter all that much. Lovely. And the final mech shall reveal itself, another 55-tonner, a Shadowhawk 2H. Oh, it's actually not in cover. Still, more than evasive for most of this work to get done. I'll probably just move the Quick Draw into here and we'll blast him. It'll be great. Oh, there is another unknown mech. It's another medium, though, so entirely uninteresting to us whatsoever. Unless, you know, it's a heavy who happens to have a very, very good pilot, but I don't think that it does. And so, with that in mind, let's just see who we can actually get within range to go kill somebody. Oh, good. It's going to be most everybody. So, let's just... Actually, no. We're going to send River forward. The reason why we're sending River forward is a couple of reasons. One, River is quite fast. And two, because River can hit like a truck. Although, the chance to hit is quite bad. The reason why I want River to do it is because if River can hit, then River should be able to knock whoever she looks at completely off balance in basically one round of shooting. It would be so much better to go after the Shadowhawk, but we're going to go for the Hunchback because the Disco. Oh good, we hit him. And then stack up a whole bunch of SRMs. That is significantly less than I was anticipating and hoping for. Really? We hit him with a PPC 50. Huh. I gotta look up to see how much evasion each thing is worth, because I figured it would have done a little bit more than that, but apparently not. Rangeable also has some fairly decent longer-ish range weapons. Gonna step forward out of the forest. Makes us a little bit more of an inviting target. It is a heavy enough mech to probably be able to handle that for at least a turn. And we're gonna blitz. Hit him with the large laser, then a whole bunch of other weapons. The SRM-12 pack getting in there as well, adding up a little bit more. He's not having the greatest day ever. And that will make it even easier then for us to walk forward with our Orion with its AC-20 and more SRMs. And we missed, unfortunately, with the AC-20. And then the medium laser really was just the SRMs on this one. So that is rather unfortunate. Reach for higher ground. Let's get you forward. And are you going to be in range? Oh, good. 70%. That ought to be quite nice if we can hit a couple of good shots. 1, 2, and 3. So this round of shooting was not nearly as effective as we otherwise had been hoping for. But we have the assets, so we can leave if we want. Oh, looks like the Hunchback is going to run up and punch. A fascinating plan here. I'm not sure... Ooh, was that 80? That couldn't have been 80 damage, could it? We took a lot of damage. The center torso on this quick draw is quite badly dented. We're going to walk back with it so that we can basically jump on everybody. Griffin walking forward. It's got a large laser and an L... Oh no, it's a PPC and an LRM-15. So going to fire at us from LRM-10. Gotta just keep remembering that probably. Not 15, because the two weapons both deal 10 damage, but in the tabletop anyway. Lots of damage getting taken by the quick draw. They are relentless. They clearly have a target. And with any luck, the quick draw won't be knocked over, because that would be very, very bad. Our unknown was a Centurion. It is an AL, though, so it's big, large lasers, although I forgot about the LRMs, which did not push us over. Lovely, so we'll be able to stand up and just butcher everybody. We're going to have some fun doing it, too. I could run up and I could shoot you. I'm thinking about shooting you, or I could punch you for 80 damage. I think shooting is a slightly better plan. Mainly because it's more fun this way. Hi, buddy. Okay, we're going to damage him quite a bit. Hammering that side torso, tearing it clear off. He's only got 9 health left. Lovely, so a couple of SRMs ought to be able to handle the situation. Let's see the Orion up, and that's exactly what we'll do. We'll issue the SRMs to one and the AC-20 to another. So hello, my buddy, my pal, my partner. You or who do I want to target first with this? Probably Shadowhawk. And we'll do this and this. That way we just make sure that we kill it, while at the same time providing a whole bunch of fire. I think we missed with that autocannon, even though it looked exactly like it hit. Unfortunate. And then, there we go. Clearing out the Hunchback, no longer a concern. We'll be able to easily bring our river back, and she'll be nice and safe. In fact, I think what we're going to do is we're going to maneuver like so. I'm not crazy, don't worry. But then we're going to Vigilance, and Vigilance, of course, being one of the better abilities, gives us a little bit of damage reduction, although we don't want to take too much hits in the near future. Fire the Shadowhawk. Give him a little bit of love. Okay, so we must have missed with the PPC the last time, because that was so much better. Made him unsteady literally in one round of shooting, and we can follow up now with a couple of AC-20s, 1 and 2. That'll be 2 good hits. He is definitely going down. On your back, sir. It's not going to stop him from being able to move ahead of the rest of the lance, but still, on his back, he's injured. He's not having a good time, and also our mech is a little bit further back and now well protected. Ow! Taking 30 damage. We're going to take a penetrating hit on this, almost guaranteed. Actually, no, River gets to move first. I forgot. Lovely. Because River got to move up, and she moved all the way up to the mediums. That's lovely. PPC for the head cap, and then you for the closer range shot. Sure, well, the PPC won't be able to actually get ahead. Oh, she can't. She can't spread her weapons around. So I think we're just going to maneuver into, what do you got here? Oh yeah, it's a Shadowhawk, so it's got nothing in its arms. That's kind of irritating. All the cannons are up higher. Could blow off a leg. Actually, I could literally blow off his leg, or just go for an arm. Go for the leg, slow him down. Is it going to be super helpful? No. Did we hit him? Absolutely not. So it didn't really help out in the long run. Centurion is going to try and come up, still focusing that quick draw. They want it bad. And finally, the leg has been exposed. We're just going to have to keep moving the quick draw back. It'll be nice and safe in the short run. Thunderbolt? No, thank you. Readout. That'll be the one. Why? Because I think Readout can kill him in time. Hi, we're cooking, so you know what? Let's deal with the cooking. You, on the ground. Yes, you. Fire. Okay, CT open and then destroyed. So we're not going to have to worry about that either. It is unfortunate that the quick draw's already taken a little bit more damage than I otherwise would have preferred, but we did kind of throw it out into the middle of the fight in a way that it's not quite designed to do. I'm a little bit surprised I'm not actually able to get on top of anybody in this one. Who do I want to kill first? Well, you're not moving all that fast, and even though the Griffin's got a PPC, I can't say that you're more dangerous than me, but I suppose you're slightly more dangerous than you otherwise might be. Anyway, open fire. Let's give him a little bit of love. SRMs, lasers, all around, just hitting them. Not generating a whole bunch of stability, but then again, that was the price of what we built. And we're just going to stride on forward. Maybe they'll pay attention to the giant Atlas, which is proceeding to walk through their entire formation. Fired! Oh, just completely potted him without any care in the world. And he's on the back. Alright, so this will go back to him, and he will be able to fire it once again at the quick draw. Luckily for me, he managed to miss the most important shots, so it's just a little bit of damage on the leg from before. Everything else bounced off the armor, so basically what we can say from this is he dead, and he doesn't even realize it yet. How are you so, like, not easily hit? It's becoming a bit of a concern. Go engage with precision strike. I just want the center torso to be hit, and shut off an SRM6, I guess. Fire. Okay, that's what we wanted. Oh, I think I turned off the wrong SRM6. Punch him. Just run up and beat the crap out of him. Because if you hit him with an 80%, he's going to be well unsteady. And, you know, we tore off his arm and his torso that has all of his weapons. So he's having a bit of a bad day. And then Redoubt honestly could walk up here too and do the exact same thing. In fact, that's kind of exactly what Redout's going to do. It's going to be 95 pinpoint. And while theoretically it could do more damage, there was just too great of a chance it could miss. So punching the crap out of the Griffin has successfully eliminated it. And that should destroy all opposition. Yes, indeed, mission successful. Unfortunately, the quick draw is going to be down for a day, which not exactly the biggest concern ever, but also not exactly something we want to cultivate. So a little bit of damage. No injuries to the pilot. So plus 2400 prestige. So finally rangeable should be where I want him to be. We shall grab the LRM 10++++, because that's always fun. And the medium laser plus because more important. SRMs plus 4 damage. It's only an SRM 2 though. And a melee gyro. Interesting. We have reached the point where I have no interest in picking up medium mechs unless they're SLDF. So yeah, that's the thing. Convert. Got a Griffin and a Shadowhawk apart, which I suppose were the best ones we possibly could have gotten. And then a whole bunch of other, you know, mostly useless equipment. I should start putting gyros in all of my mechs. The reason why I haven't is because I'm not quite sure, actually. We really need to get around to doing that. Because gyros weigh nothing, they just take up space in the torso. And an interesting thing you may run across in this game is it's darn near impossible to finish off all of your critical slots. You can do it, you're just not very likely to in this game. Well, in vanilla anyway. In BattleTech, it's going to happen to you all the time. But if you're playing vanilla, yeah, the number of critical slots is almost infinite, effectively. I mean, it's not, but you don't have too much to worry about. Alright, and the reason I did this was just to make it my first 10 guts pilot. So that'll give him 3 health. That'll hopefully keep Rangeable alive, and, you know, assuming it doesn't get shot in the head, which I cannot guarantee will not happen, because AC-20s to that do happen. And now he can start working on his other abilities. Tactics is not super important for him. I mean, I think there's a called shot. Yeah, there's a called shot mastery somewhere up above here, which will make him even more dangerous and accurate. But gunnery and the piloting bonus, because there'll be more melee stuff, will probably be more useful to him. Reach can get his minus 90 minimum range. Or, yeah, we'll get the minus 90 minimum range. Just moving reach up very evenly, 8s across the board. And you are also going to be, yeah, the minus 90 minimum range. Basically, he can use a PPC to his heart's content. Base melee on Redoubt or weapon hit, weapon hit. And River is, of course, our lowest ranked pilot at the moment, but she has not managed to rank up in this one. Come over to the bay. Let's go patch up our weekend quick draw. I've had you for 1 day already. Well, I've had you for longer than that, but your first mission, you've already been dented. Although this was the hardest mission on the planet, we took it immediately right off the bat. So now we're down to, you know, 2.5 and a 2 skull mission. So we're just going to blitz on through this. Working for the Free World League, doing our thing. Give me a jumpy Kintaro if you got one. You do. Thank you. I really need to rebuild this. I totally forgot to do that in the interim. But this Kintaro is pretty terrible. I'll probably actually junk this one if we end up running to a larger mech. Alright, so River in the Kintaro, and then everybody else and everything else that they were in before, keeping the heavy mechs mostly rolling along. We would like to pick up another heavy or so, or 2, or 4, or 8, and then maybe a couple of assaults to go with that. Really, I'd like to run into a Zeus at some point, just because it's an interesting mech. Honestly, my only real interest with the Zeus comes solely from the fact that there is a Zeus... Oh, the game crashed. Shoot. And we're back after a little bit of a crash, but everything is pretty much exactly the same. You have missed absolutely no time other than a loading screen, so clean out the mercs. We're currently trying to engage in long-term operations in this system, which runs counter to our pirate interests. They've hired a well-regarded mercenary outfit to engage the Free Worlds League operatives on the planet's surface, and the mercenaries have sent a single well-armed lance. We'd like you to counter that lance by intercepting it and destroying it. 200 skulls, 314 priority salvage, and 7,700 sea bills, which is, you know, not terrible. I mean, I suppose. We just would prefer to get a lot more for higher level missions, but for that, we must find a patron who is willing to pay us all the monies. Although, well-equipped lance does sound like a good thing. It is 2.5 skulls, so technically assaults are on the table. Now, I had been rambling on about Zeus mechs a little bit before. I believe they're, what, 80 tonners? But anyway, my interest in the Zeus stems mostly from the fact that when I saw them in MechWarrior Online, there was a version that had a mask, which is Mimer Acceleration Signal Circuitry. Basically, it makes the mech go really fast. Ooh, a Black Knight. That would be an amazing pickup. Let's see if we can't get a Black Knight. And the great thing about that is it basically is a boost for your mech. You get to turbocharge your sprinting and running. It's rather hilarious, actually. And on a mech like that, if you put in the biggest engine and that thing, I think you could get almost up to 100 kilometers an hour, if not more than that. The problem was you didn't have any weight for anything else, but it was hilarious. Alright, so the Kintaro already starting to take a little bit of damage. Shouldn't be anything too bad. We should be able to get on out of here and outmaneuver the enemy before they can stop us. We also have a mech over here, 50 tonner. So we're looking to 2 heavies and a medium. Oh, and 2 heavies and 2 mediums. Where's my second heavy? I do not see him. Ah, there he is, hidden off in the corner. It is an unknown mech type. We have no idea what the hell's going on. So let's jump. But where do I want to jump? Do I want to jump? Actually, no, we don't, because I forgot. This map has a mineral field just sitting right out there in the open, and apparently this is putting us in the mineral field. So I'm going to take it. I can't see the Black Knight, but then again, that means the Black Knight can't see me, and I can't see his buddy up there. So the only target is, of course, a trebuchet, which will lob a couple of missiles on towards. Obstructed shot, so it's not exactly accurate, and causing a little bit of damage to the buildings. I don't think we... Okay, we hit him a little bit. I was worried for a moment that we didn't manage to touch him at all, and that was going to make me somewhat nervous. So the 50-tonner over here, maneuvering forward, has got a sensor lock going down. That's not going to help all that much. After all, you cannot reduce our... What would it be called? You can't reduce our bonuses? Penalties? Buffs, evasion, beyond the amount that it will give us for free, essentially, by standing in the mineral field. So, despite the fact we're at almost no evasion, we still are fairly hard to hit. So a little bit of fire going down onto the Black Knight, and the Black Knight will come forward and open fire on the Thunderbolt. Not a bad target, honestly, because the Thunderbolt's standing out in the open, and that's not great. Hitting us with all of the large lasers. Look at that. Carving through 130, or no, 150, 140. Armor right on that front torso. But he did now come into AC-20 range, which is very good. So we're going to come up here and say, hello. Oh, open up his leg quite nicely. That's really good, actually. If we're looking to steal this guy, now just follow it up with a headshot, and I'll be even happier. Well, we've stacked up a whole bunch of problems he has with evasion. He's almost tripping. Unfortunately, the only mech we have left is an assault. We're getting shot by somebody who has a lot of autocannons? What? And a headshot. What the hell just shot at us? I'm very confused. Oh, it's a Jaeger mech. Okay. And he's got... Alright, so he's got 4 autocannons, which is pretty impressive, all things considered. So the Jaeger mech is lightly armored. It's not the most dangerous thing. Well, it puts out a ton of damage. But it should be handleable. Let's sprint. We'll get him in range next turn so he can engage this. Too bad there's, like, no warhorn or anything that we can use to, like, get them to try and target our assaults. That would be a cool mechanic. Unfortunately, I don't think it exists. A little bit of fire coming down on the Thunderbolt, which is unfortunate because, Jesus Christ, that hurt. No, seriously, that trebuchet just had the best shot he'll ever get. And then he multi-targeted the Kintaro and managed to hit that too. I'm going to call shenanigans on several levels for that. So we are in a little bit of trouble. Not ideal. So we're going to have to see what we can do to deal with this, because is the Thunderbolt unsteady? For real? Jesus, that is extra double plus bad. Over here we got another trebuchet. Oh god, that's a problem. That's a problem and a half, actually. Alright, so we cannot play around with this guy. We're going to bounce over here. So we're going to take the high road, as he said, and we're going to precision strike. This will move him down below my heavies, so I can basically beat the crap out of him and take advantage of everything, such as knocking him the heck down. Maybe also that'll cause the other trebuchet to shoot me. Good, it did. No, it didn't. He only multi-targeted me. He's going to fire all of his missiles at the Thunderbolt. We both know it to be true. Oh no, he's an ace pilot, and he didn't, because he's an idiot. Okay, I'll take him being an idiot. Okay, we gotta get the Thunderbolt on the move. Really, what we gotta do is get the hell out of here. It is unstable, and it is badly damaged. What side is this? Because I can never tell on this. It is the right arm, so left arm is actually fairly decent for protecting him. So we're gonna swing on back. Yes, it's a defensive move. It's not ideal, but this will brace him up, get him somewhat protected, and start to defend him a little bit. Jaeger mech coming forward towards us, gonna open fire on the Kintaro, as we anticipated. Holy crap, how are you so gosh darn accurate? He managed to nail us with both of his autocannons and most of his lasers. I have a problem with the fact that you so easily just cut through our armor. We were not anticipating quite so much resistance. Let's see what we can do here. This would be a 75, 95. I will take that. Hi, I don't have enough for precision strike, but maybe you can just cooperate and fall over. It's a whole bunch of fire getting splattered all over the mech. Head hit, pilot injured, and a knockdown. That'll be great. And his leg is vulnerable, so that'll be good for another knockdown. So we should be able to get 3 in relatively short order. So if I can kill the pilot, that would be ideal, because we'd be able to steal this, although I don't want to, of course, lose any of my mechs to do that. So Black Knight is about to stand up. What's he going to do? I'm going to bet a punch. Actually, no, I don't think... Can he punch? He can move, that's for sure. He's going to move her over to the side and not do a whole heck of a lot with it.
Standing by.
It's your left side that's open, right? Yeah, it is. 65s is not great, but you know what? I'll take it. Too bad I can't get a precision strike in here. Otherwise, that would be ideal. Okay, there goes his leg, so he's going to be on the ground again, which is wonderful. So this will be 3 injuries on him. If I blow off a torso, that'll be 4. He might have 5? It's not really clear, unfortunately. So he's now on his back, which is excellent for us. So we can now just keep the pressure going on. Trebuchet walking forward, going to open fire on the Kintaro, which is a lot of fire coming his way. Lucky for us, he didn't manage to hit us quite as effectively. So River does not have called shot bonus, I don't think. Do I go for a torso? Do I go for the head? That is the greatest of questions.
Commander?
You know what? I don't think I can afford to jump again, which is a bit unfortunate because, you know, this gives me a really good opportunity to just continue to lay down fire on this helpless, weak mech. And I'm going to try and do it. So we're going to see if we can't walk to keep the temperature under control so I can just keep up the rate of fire. And I think I'm going to go to see if we can't blow off the torso. That way we can hopefully stack up a lot more damage in a single location and keep him more or less alive. We are going to be running out of mechs that can... Ooh, he's going to punch. Good. Punching is less dangerous to us. I know, that's a crazy thing to say, but it is less dangerous to us than him flushing all of his missile pods.
That was a heavy hit, Commander.
Alright, that's fine. Now we can use our Orion. Get right up here. Yeah, we should be able to get a decent-ish shot, or we could just shoot... No, we must focus. Focus. If we don't, he's going to stand up, and that's not sustainable. Not you. You. Let's turn him off. Really just a single AC-20? How much health did he have? Turn off the AC-20. Oh, duh. Don't be an idiot. Hit the heat vents. Now let's shoot at him. Okay, so he has 100... He's got enough health to survive. Right? Yeah? Yeah. Focus there. Okay, so that's another injury. You're not dead, right? Pilot incapacitated. We got him. So that's 3 parts to a Black Knight. A perfect pickup. Lovely. Now we just got to make sure that we don't die to the Jaegerbeck. There goes the Kintaro arm. Okay, I think that would probably had an SRM-6. It did not. Okay, that was the dead arm that we don't care if it dies or not. And also that puts him as the last person who did anything, which means my 2 other mechs can now come forward and start getting and giving the business. I will have a line of sight towards the enemy there. I don't want to allow that, so I'm going to maneuver up here. Ooh, can I? No, because he's going to come for me. He absolutely will. I mean, as much as I want to mess with him, I don't want to mess with the potential amount of fire that he can dish out. Where will we be focusing our efforts next? Kill, kill. He'll be shooting. Yeah, he'll have another round to shoot at me. What's in your arm? It's a large laser. That is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't have much of a choice, I'm afraid. Alright, we'll pick up 2 pips of evasion and see if we can't prevent ourselves from getting murdered on this one. But we are probably going to lose this arm with the laser. So, you have not a great number of shots, but it is in the back, so let's go take him. Missed with the large laser and a lot of the other things. Well, most of the other things, that was terrible. Reach, just kill him, please. Can I ask this of you? Hi. Not quite what I was looking for, if I'm completely honest. I was kind of hoping for a full-on death, but I'll take it, because it's all I've got. Alright, enemy gets to move first. They've got 2 trebuchets, and one of the trebuchets is going to turn around and shoot at the Orion, which I suppose, yeah, if you're staring at an Orion and an Atlas, you gotta pick one or the other, but still, may not have been your greatest decision ever. It could come right around your back and just flush all the missile pods at you. I think I'm going to run over here. We'll do that. This will be a little bit safer. It'll give him some evasion, strip away some of that stability damage, tear off all of his other weapons, and make him unsteady. So if anybody so much as spits at him, he's going to fall over. And also we'll be in the mineral field to hopefully give us some protection. Which isn't going to be a lot, but anything's better than nothing at this point. So this Gintara is going to be under repair for a while now. Ace pilot moving on forward. And read out. Stand still. That's what's up. Not this. Ooh, we are just boiling this mech alive. Alright, read out. Punch. It's punching McPuncherson time, right? Move. Good. You can kill. So it will kill, right? You're going to kill him with 95 damage? That was not a kill, I gotta say. I mean, it's a knockdown, sure, but that's 2 injuries and nobody cares about that. I was really hoping to, do something much more dangerous to him, and it did not happen. Please shoot the Orion. Come on, he's right there. Yeah, I was worried about that. Ooh, I didn't quite anticipate the entirety of the torso would go down with most of our medium lasers. That's not cool at all. Range Bull, go punch somebody. Yeah, you do more damage on a punch now, which is unfortunate. We're going to have to deal with all of these medium mechs very soon, because if we don't, then we're going to be in a lot of trouble. So his torso is exposed. Lovely. Reach can now come in. And how about you just stand still? 50%? Are you kidding me? Oh, we got to precision strike somebody. You. Get myself up to 70. Center torso. Okay, so you missed one of the AC-20s, which is very unfortunate. River does have basically a free move now. So River will move right up over here. It's only a 55% accuracy. That is so terrible. Yeah, we're just going to have to take more fire. It is unfortunate. But how much health you got? 74? Are you kidding me? Jeez, these people just do not go down. I was hoping for something would break, but no. Not even remotely. And we turn, they're going to stand up their one trebuchet, and then we're going to punch and try and kill the other trebuchet before anything can happen to us. Although if he's smart, he's going to kick. I mean, it's all he can do. Yeah, and I get the reason why you'd kick that one. Also a smart decision. I can't blame him for making dumb decisions. I wish I could, but not on this instance. Read out. Yeah, front, center, torso. That's exactly what you're going to do. And we are cooking a little bit, so shut off the medium laser. Because I need 66 damage, jeez. Fire. Okay, we broke some of it. A lot of it, but it's still alive. This is one hell of a pilot, too, considering that he has so many pips of evasion. He's going to walk over here and open fire on the Orion. Good, the Orion's armor is in really nice condition, so that was a really dumb thing for you to do. We'll take care of you shortly. Range Bull.
Ready for orders.
Range Bull, would this be? This would be in cover. So go up and land the punch? Yeah, unless he hits a leg, you're dead. Which he could hit the leg, but he didn't. So clawing him out with a giant claw. We could also have a large laser and a pair of SRM-6s, but we're probably not going to have the large laser in very short order. It's probably going to shoot and blow it apart. That'll be 2 injuries on Range Bull, too. So soon after Range Bull reached maximum level. So there goes the Kintaro's other arm, which is unpleasant, to say the least. And you know what? Just stand still and keep shelling. It works. It really does. And give us a precision target. Yeah, just make sure he doesn't get away. Goodbye. Alright, we're down to just their heavy mech, so we can do something about it. Lovely. River. River has a lot of problems at the moment that we need to resolve in some way. And by resolve, I mean, let's see how far we can jump. That is quite far. I believe that'll be outside of the range that they will be able to see. So we'll brace down, get rid of all of that. We're protected. So you only have a couple of targets. I think I know who you're going to shoot. Yeah, I figured you would. Just accurately laying down the pressure. If we don't kill this Jägermech this turn, we're probably going to lose that Thunderbolt. But he is now burning himself alive. So that's pretty helpful, actually. Okay, so you do not have sensor lock. You also do not have sensor lock, and we're suffering a little bit from the fact that he has accuracy. How's your armor? 105. People wonder why I put armor on the back of the mech. That's why, people. Because that's some defense, and some defense is better than nothing. I would, give him a sensor lock, but I don't have it. Okay, so time to walk on forward. We are boiling a little bit. So despite this... No, we'll just move right up here. Hello. Shut off the SRM-6s. Will that be enough? That will not be enough. So the AC-20 cannot fire, which is unfortunate. Which means we're going to have to take a heck of a lot more damage than I otherwise want to. Yeah, fire up to 48 damage. It's worth more. A little evasion problem. And now reach. It's time for you to do your thing. So you can just walk up here. Oh, 85%'s done. Mind if it do. And also precision strike. You don't say. Put it right in the center. Just... That's exactly what we wanted. Thank you so much. So that Thunderbolt needs a full and total rebuild. which is a little bit unfortunate. And one of our pilots is down for another long period of time, so I'm kind of regretting putting my cash into the mech bay, because, by the way, that's why we don't have over 3 million C-bills at this point. We're down to 857, because I decided I was going to buy mech bay 3. Gintaro's a busted, but it's useless parts, so it'll be easy to fix. No injuries in the pilot. 20 days for range, which is unfortunate as all heck. But really, losing the special lasers was even more saddening for me. But yeah, Orion perfectly, well, not perfectly untouched, but the Atlas was. I don't think they put any rounds into the Atlas at all, which is kind of irritating. All right, give me that Black Knight. 1, 2, 3, and we immediately go up to a brand new 75-ton mech. Isn't that lovely? Oh, damage and accuracy. No, we're not swapping it out for anything. Thank you. We did get the damage and accuracy large laser, though, so that's lovely. And then we also picked up a totally useless pair of AC-2s, and we got the Jägermech part. So that's not terrible at all. And we managed to leave both trebuchet parts on the ground, so that's even more lovely. Okay, so one of our mechs is going to have to get, tossed over to the side, because we're not going to bother with it. Because we obviously want to be able to do cool stuff. Mainly with a brand new Black Knight, which is supposed to be energy-based. That's how you build Black Knights. The Black Knight 6KMT is a dedicated energy weapon platform. It can shell out hellish damage with its beams and shrug off a lot of damage. Just gotta make sure to keep that heat in check. Alright, so what is our latest mech? Or not. Yeah, throw this Gintaro into storage. This is the bad Gintaro. So we'll do that. Okay, lovely. And now we need to check out our MechWarriors, because we're down another pilot, which is a bit unfortunate. He's going to be in the hospital for a while. We're going to have to take care of that in relatively short order. And good, you leveled up. What's this? Health, indirect fire, weapon. Yeah, I think what... No, I'm just going to go up another 2.75%. Alright, so, we need to repair a couple of mechs, which I don't anticipate any major changes, but the Gintaro needs a pair of SRM6s. That much is clear. That's how we build this Gintaro. It's fairly decent for its tonnage, I suppose, but we are starting to run into minor problems with there just being too many enemies. I don't want to put our special SRM6s onto him. I do want to just keep it basically a very stock and boring low-level mech. That way we don't have to worry too much about lots of incoming damage. Should be okay. You I'm going to build later since time doesn't pass, and you... yeah, I'll probably just keep it what it is. I do have another large laser. How many large lasers do I happen to have? Oh, I have 11. Jeez. Okay, repair all that. That's 3 tons. And if I just put on another large laser, this puts me up to a heat efficiency of 51 for 60. Where can I lose a ton? Ooh. Don't tempt me. You have tempted me, good sir. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go maximum large laser fire support. And do I dare commit to a 4th? What would a heat be with a 4th? So with 4 large lasers, our heat would be up to 72, and I would have to lose 4, so 12. So it would be 72 for 39. Yeah, we're not doing quite that. I can just make you heat neutral. I mean, that is a thing. This is a total inversion of what we were just doing with a whole bunch of light splatter missiles, but how much is this a reduction in firepower? I don't actually know. Well, we lost... Well... Oh, this was the large laser we already had on there. Pull off another one that we don't have to remove. That way we can do that. Okay, so... 3 large lasers seems to be a perfectly acceptable thing. Now, why am I not using this? We have a Black Knight that I'm going to need to build. I'm saving it for that. I can just go with more heat control, but what do I have in terms of tonnage? Gyros take no tonnage, a targeting system missile, which I'm not using, melee stability damage. It really doesn't need it. Nah, I think I'm just going to keep it with heatsinks. So we'll throw in another heatsink on that. That'll be great. So, yeah, actually what I should do, in order to help protect from critical hits, is something like so. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be so stupid. I'll do that. So 10 days, it'll be completely redesigned and rebuilt, and we'll have that ready to go. I'm going to build the Black Knight later, because it is a Black Knight and will require special concepts that we will have to design. It'll probably be very similar to that Thunderbolt, actually. Alright, another battle in the desert, so lots of heat going on against the Capellans, which is fine. We're making lots of good friends with the Free Worlds League. Yeah, and a couple of our pilots are out. Peace is now in, for once. And then we will add in to this, not the Avenging Angel. I mean, it's interesting. I have a really nice PPC on it that I probably need to rip out of it. Yeah, it's another maximum stability damage PPC. But instead, what we're going to throw on there, Griffin is large laser, SRM6s. You are slightly more firepower. And you are Jumpy Kintaro. Pretty much. Okay, we'll throw in Jumpy Kintaro because she already understands how to use it. And then Enforcer is a stock Enforcer, isn't it? Yeah. So it's not super interesting. A Griffin or Shadowhawk, which one has... Yeah, the Shadowhawk is slightly more firepower. That will be that. Okay, so Peace in the Shadowhawk. We haven't dusted these off in a while. River in the Wolverine. Readout still in the Orion, and of course Reach in his Atlas, where he is basically a god because the enemy is so terrified of him, they haven't even bothered to shoot at him, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure what is causing them to so studiously avoid trying to kill the Atlas that is, you know, munching down on them. But yeah. By the way, a small... actually, first, repossession. A Cabal leader has fallen behind on their payments for their armored vehicles. Crap, we may have made a mistake. And our leasing agent has been unable to repossess the heavily armored vehicles. We've decided that sending a more explosive message is the best way to ensure that others do not take further liberties. To Scout 3 of 14, 67, 1000. So, the Raven Flashpoint is, I believe, available right now, and we've done the Raven Flashpoint as part of our Saturday streams, and I'm not sure I want to bother with it for this. Mainly because the third mission in the Raven Flashpoint is mind-numbingly boring. Mainly because you have to just basically hide underneath the ECM shield, and then you don't do anything after that, so it's just, why am I bothering? But the reward of the Raven is not all that interesting. Oh, crap. Yeah, we've got a couple of launchers over here. That's a problem. That's a problem on several levels. Come over here. That's not bad. That is. So, by having to sit underneath... Holy crap, what the hell? That was terrible. You're trying to get killed or something? Anyway, as I keep attempting to start to say, before the enemy blasted us with a lot of heavy weapons, the reward of the Raven is a playstyle that I really don't enjoy. Just turtling up and not moving while you just sort of hang around with the rest of the Lance. How do you not have a... Oh yeah, because you're... Jump. Jump, please. So, I'm not going to bother with it. If we do go for it, we'll do it for a reputation, but I kind of want to hear what you guys have to think about whether or not you want to have us bother with the mission at all. Because the first two missions are a lot of fun. It's a lot of hectic, rolling combat, but the last mission is just... Well, it's the mission with the Raven, and you sit there and you bombard the enemy, and you go wait for them to come to you, and then you bombard them, and you step back, and you bombard them, and step back, because the AI doesn't understand how to handle it. I gotta tell you, it's really, really not all that enjoyable. Oh shoot, you are stuck. Huh. That's super bad, because, yeah, you're a carrier of some description. Okay, that's very unfortunate. I didn't see that. Now we're gonna pay for it. So I would be interested to hear what you guys have to say about that, whether or not you think we should do the mission at all, or whether we should just skip it. If we do the mission, I'm not keeping the Raven. Like, I'm going to flat out say that. I have no interest in bringing the Raven along because it just makes it so gosh darn boring. Okay, so 1 hit and 2 misses. Not terrible. Like, there are some serious problems with the Raven's ECM system that need to be addressed. If it gets addressed, then maybe we'll look to get our hands on it. Look at this! The number of misses is just ridiculous. I love it. Also, the Atlas is just going to utterly annihilate him now. But yeah, anyway. So the flashpoint is there. I probably don't want to really take it. I might, like, if people desperately want us to do it, just to sort of see what it's like. But I gotta say, it's not a particularly interesting reward at the end. Although it does give you a pretty big reputation boost. Oh, a Hatchet Man, and a Shadowhawk, and a Shadowhawk. Hatchet Man's worth stealing. Okay. This mission suddenly is worthwhile. So, alright, so let's get things back on our way and focus on the current mission. After all, we don't need to bother with things that may or not happen in the future. Hatchet Man is actually getting relatively close to us, blasting away with the 20, managing nails with quite a few lasers. Things could get ugly pretty fast. I was hoping to be within range to stomp on the Shrek carrier, but that did not end up happening. So we're going to have to see what we can do. I think I may have to slowly move up and stay within the defensive area because we've got a lot of mechs coming our way. Okay, his forward armor is exposed. If we just get 4 good hits, there we go. Shrek is down. So we are interested, though, in stealing that Hatchetman, if at all possible. And then are you going to come boosting down? No, you're Shadowhawks. You don't. Just blasting the Wolverine quite heavily. They seem to love blasting my medium mechs, and I know why they do it, because it's the most vulnerable mech for them to try and go after, but still, it's a little concerning. What's their heavy? Ooh, penetrating and an arm destroyed. Although, if I'm not mistaken, there's nothing in the arms of either of these arms, so it doesn't really all matter. Okay, the Orion is going to move on forward. That would be terrible, that would be terrible, that would be terrible. So really just no good accuracy at all is happening out here. Hi, I've got to kill one of you. Preferably the one who's actually going to become a problem in relatively soon. So, blow off his leg. Okay, that's a start. That's a good start. Just a little bit more damage. Tear it clean off. I already have one Hatchetman part. Give me another. Bulldog tank coming through. We don't really care. It's a very weak tank anyway. So the only thing that it's doing is serving as padding so that we can make sure that we get the first strike on the SRM carrier. So reach, go kill it, please. Oh good, lovely. I'm really tempted to multi-target, but I'm not going to do that just in case. Yeah, you had to be sure. Like, don't mess around with SRM carriers. They will light you well and truly up in a very painful, unpleasant sort of way. Shadow coming down is going to just keep up the fire on my Wolverine. Yup, absolutely, just blazing away. Not making us unsteady, though, so that's very helpful, actually. So, what I'd like to do is just keep the pressure on. Can I get a side angle? I can't get the side angle shot that I want. I really do want it. What I can do is go right up next to him and do another precision strike. This is incredibly risky in terms of how much damage we've already taken, but you know what? If I do well... Okay, no icon, so we're not actually having a problem. Come on, hit that leg, there we go. That's what we were hoping for. Now he's on his back. Now he's on his back providing us free called shots. Now granted, we're not going to get the bonus to hit, and he is of course going to have a little bit of a damage reduction because he's in the forest, but, well, you work a little bit harder and maybe you'll get rewarded. Okay, so the Shadowhawk is just taking more fire. Just apparently they can ignore the fact that we're standing in the middle of a mineral field, I suppose. Peace will now get involved, and peace shall reign. I need actually a good angle that will not, block the path through here. Turn on the sprint. Yeah, if I stand here, there's no way to get anywhere else. So we will move up here, where we can shoot down on the target. Lovely. Not you, but you. Turn off my SRM-4? How about an SRM-6 instead? Okay, so it's got to be the 4 and the 6, and the reason why I'm targeting both is because she doesn't have an ability to call in the call shots all that accurately, so I've got to work with what I've got. Bulldog going to drive around, and that'll give our Orion a chance to take a shot, and the Orion Pirate does have improved call shot. Head hit, injury ignored because of the cockpit. That is why we put that thing in there, because bullcrap like that happens all the time, and we want to make sure that it's not actually a problem. Alright, give me the free call shot. On his leg, 30%. There's the leg. Come on, kill the leg, kill the leg, kill the leg. I swear to God, if you don't kill this leg. What the hell? Oh, I wanted this Hatchetman so bad. Now it's going to axe me. It's going to be so painful. Maybe it can't. I mean, it does have one leg. No, it's... Okay, it can't. Good. Ow. So we've taken even more damage. We are starting to get quite painful. But he did get to be the last one to move, so now we get to move, and... Oh, actually, no, never mind. We get to have the last move because of our assault mech. Alright, move in, kill the last one. We'll see if we can't get the Atlas around here sometime soon. So that was 280 damage. Nearly 300 damage with that stomp, which is always fun. Alright, time for the enemy. The enemy's going to shoot at the Shadowhawk. Thank you. Thank you for shooting the Shadowhawk and not anything... I was about to say and not anything important, but, that's works for me. Okay, the Wolverine... can move over to the side. I love it. Whether or not he's going to be able to survive this move to the side, I don't quite know. Hi. Called shot. I'm going to do it. You got to take out that leg. Turn off the small laser. Turn off an SRM-6 and kind of pray at this point. There we go. I was worried. I was seriously worried. So that'll be the 2 parts that we need to finish that Hatchetman. Lovely. And now we just got to kill a pair of Shadowhawks. And the Shadowhawks seem to be focusing on my Shadowhawk. So clearly they are operating under Highlander rules. There can only be one. And they have opened fire quite heavily. But peace shall now reign. And she's going to maneuver around to the side to just continue to spew fire. It's going to be lovely. We do have some heat problems, but apparently not enough to actually trigger the problem. So we're hearing the warning, but that does not actually skew with reality. So we're going to cause a little bit of damage to the Shadowhawk. We'll move over Orion, punch in the face. It's going to be great. And you are getting awfully gosh darn close. Lucky for us, you didn't do enough damage to break anything. Good. I'll be able to jump up here. You won't see me anymore. It's going to be a 2-on-2 fight, and one of those mechs is much heavier than you are. Oh, hi. Speaking of being much heavier, should I... No. No, we should not. So we're going to move over, right over here. Probably going to have to use coolant dump. In fact, I know for a fact we need to use coolant vent on this one. And good chance. Just burn through his entire right side. Or left side, I'm sorry. With the cannon, which was the important bit of why we did that. So now he's unsteady and having a bit of a bad day. Rich, can you see? Oh, you can see. Is this going to be an extremely long-range shot? Yes, but fairly accurate anyway. Just gorgeous. Missed one of the autocannon shots, hit the other one, blew off the other side of the mech with all the fire. And is he falling over? He's falling over. Oh, it's beautiful. On your back, please, so I don't even have to worry about you. I do, however, have to worry about the follow-up fire because there's entirely a decent chance that this Wolverine loses a torso, which would be unfortunate. We would very much like that not to happen because we're trying to train this pilot up. It's part of the deal. Oh, is the pilot dead? The pilot's dead. Did not survive. How unfortunate. We're just going to maneuver up here towards y'all, and we'll open fire. Make you in a little bit of pain. Shot off the last SRM-6. Could order him to shoot in the head. Miss. That didn't look like it missed. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I kind of question whether or not that truly missed. River needs to get the hell out of here. So what River will do is jump like a mad woman. So tons. Ooh, not nearly as much of evasion as I would have liked. But we can get out of line of sight. She's gonna cook though. How much health does this? Ooh, I think you take 5 damage when you jump. You know what? I'm just gonna walk away. I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna lay down a sensor lock. Hi. Hopefully you will now be totally obstructed and unable to hit me with anything. So Readout now can not do what I wanted Readout to do, which is shoot everything into the Shadowhawk's face, because we are cooking. This off, and this off. AC 20. And you know what? Since I'm only shooting once anyway, put it in the head. That was not the head. I mean, close, but not really. I would have preferred if you actually put it right through the cockpit. Would have been lovely. Not in range, so we're just going to run on forward. That way we'll be on range next turn. Hey, shoot at my Atlas, please. Pretty, please. With sugar on top. Ice cream in the middle. Alright, lock on to. How many SRMs can I? Just the one. What if I did this? Yes. So I'm just blasting with all the SRMs. Maybe I'll blow up something important like ammunition. Is there ammunition in this? There was ammunition, but we didn't blow it up. We only critted his AC5. River can do something, though. Do I even want to try? Kind of do. Alright, move into here. We're just going to be incredibly bold and aggressive. Oh, shoot. I didn't turn them all on. Come on. Oh, I was really hoping we would blow off the torso. Did not happen, and Shadowhawk is going to back up. Who are you going to shoot at? Keep firing at the Orion. Interesting strategy here. Because I don't think you're getting away on this one. I think that Orion's going to get right next to you, and it's going to hurt a lot. Read out! If I wanted to shoot you, 80% chance. Or I can punch you for even more stability damage and greater accuracy, which we're going to do that also to shed some heat so we can do more stuff next time. Okay, not quite what I had in mind, if I'm completely honest with you. I was sort of more hoping, you know, the torso explosions. So I guess it's up to the Atlas again. Which, you know, it often does come down to the Atlas. Okay, blew up the LR ammunition, which blew up half the mech. And a knockdown, which will make it nice and easy for the rest of my mediums to go after him. So -1 initiative. And now peace. We'll follow up the mountain. There's a lot of missiles. Unfortunately, cannot use all of them. Show off the SRM-4, but that's okay. Blow off his other torso if you do not mind. Okay, good. It happened. And then we pilot incapacitated. We got a lot of mechs intact on this one. I think we got both of the Shadowhawks taken by pilot incapacitation, and we got the Hatchet Man. So that worked out quite nicely. I'm very pleased with how things turned out. Lovely. 87,000. Yeah, you're going to go in for repairs, but lucky for us, there was nothing in any of this that actually needed to be fixed. And the Atlas, of course, taking a hit to the head, but lucky for us, we had that under control. So we can now grab 2 of these Hatchet Man parts, And is there anything special? It's a whole bunch of PBCs, but none of them are special. +2 damage. Yeah, we'll grab that. And yeah, we're super close to a Shadowhawk, but I'm not going to bother. But we got it anyway, so we're getting 2 mechs on this one. And yeah, that's not a terrible result. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of my stuff, though. I know I'm going to store the Shadowhawk, but I need to... I think that I'm going to take the... Yeah, we'll store the Griffin as well, to make room for the Hatchetman. Because the Griffin is not anything really special compared to my Shadowhawks. I probably would rather have more Shadowhawks, even though I don't like the mech necessarily. Hatchetman 3Fs are the king of close quarters combat, packing a high-impact short-range weaponry and a unique melee hatchet. Any target is in danger when close to the Hatchetman. The Hatchetman's lighter armor requires it to rely on maneuvering and ambushing to stay in the fight. And of course another Shadowhawk, which we've already read before. So the Hatchetman, of course, we will swap out the Griffin, send to storage, and this will also be sent to storage, probably to be sold sometime soon. So into the mech bay go we. And our Wolverine, easy repair, just needs patched up for 3 days. Also, we're done on this planet, so we can leave, essentially. We're just going to have to sell a couple of things just to make sure that we're nice and comfortable. Let's go see what you can actually put in a Hatchetman if you max out the armor, because we're crazy. Also, it'll be in the middle of the fight. Alright, so we have a little bit of a weight problem, which is now resolved. 14 tons. We could fit an AC-20 on it. We couldn't fit anything else, but we could fit the AC-20. It has 4 energy hardpoints, 4 jump jets. I think I want to put the jump jets on, just because I believe that will be helpful. We also have a double heatsink. Interesting. I haven't used it. So we'll put on the 4 jump jets to help it be aggressively fast. This brings us down to 12 full tons. And then I think I want the arm mod to increase the melee stability damage. We may as well. +1 melee hit. And do I need the rangefinder? We may as well. There's nothing to be lost for it, I don't think. Well, maybe. This mech should be up front quite often. Alright, so we have 11 tons to work with. Now, I don't think I want to put in any sort of cannon on them. I'm going to be perfectly frank. This is too heavy to want to bother with, and lasers would probably be a better plan. So what I could do is something like so. Then come here with the double heatsink. Put that in the torso, and then, yeah, that'll be my heat, and that would put me to a 36 for 36. Ooh. I'm a fan of this. Twin large laser, big ol' hatchet with the arm mod. I think we've got a mech. It's reasonably cool. It's got a big hatchet. It jumps super far, and it's maximum armored. I am content with that. All right, now for the real show. Let's go check out our brand new Black Knight. Oh, hello, Black Knight. Max out the armor. That is the first thing we always do. If you don't max out the armor, how can you expect to win wars? Alright, so we are at mostly maximum armor. 25 tons to play with. Oh, I probably should have saved the double heatsink for that, but you know what? I don't care. So medium or large laser, large laser, large laser, large laser. Give me another large laser, please? Thank you. Okay. This puts me at +15 heat, would be 45. Yeah, we're going to generate a lot of heat, so that's not super useful. 10 tons. Where else can I fit in stuff? You have support slots. Small laser, small laser, small laser. Okay, so that fills my support slots. Or maybe... You are a very heavy mech, though. I don't know which jump jets you need. You need heavy jump jets, which weigh 1 ton. Let's go check the store. I mean, I know for a fact they're going to have another one. Energy, no special energies. There's a gyro plus, but they don't like us at the moment. Give me the jump jet heavy. Buy that for 90,000 G's. Expensive. I don't know what's gotten me on such a kick of being like super jumpy offensive right now, but I kind of like it. So give me the small laser plus with the accuracy, and then the small laser and the small laser, and then we have a half-ton problem here. Not sure what to do about it. I mean, we could just swap out a small laser. But first things first, we're going to throw on some heat sinks. 1, 2, 3, 4. This puts us up to what? 42 for 72. Now we have to keep in mind, of course, that 18 of that comes from the small laser. We'll take them off for now. Just the small lasers will probably not factor into us actually building anything. If I put in 2 more, though, ooh, it's just so good for the heat control. So this gives us sort of maximum large laser capability. I'm kind of content with that. Yeah, it's not quite as powerful as your standard Black Knight. Is this what I'm content with? It's much more maneuverable. The problem is I got 4 tons ate up in this. Kind of not happy about it. I really don't need that. Pull it out. You know what? We're going to be a little bit super aggressive about it. Give me another large laser and pull out a heatsink. Now, we have a heat control of 45 for 72, which is a little bit toasty, but if we don't fire all of them, then we're up to 45 for 54, so that's not terrible. So we should be able to keep up a fairly decent rate of fire. I mean, we could throw on a PPC, but PPCs are a boiling. We will start keeping our eye out for double heat sinks. If we can throw in double heat sinks on this thing instead, we can keep this sucker cool. In fact, I'm going to do that just to spread out the weapons a little bit more. I want as many in the arms, though, for the increased accuracy. So this one has increased accuracy anyway. So 4 large lasers and maximum armor. I suppose it could be better, but you know what? I'm reasonably content with it. Lock it down. So this will take us 17 days, and that is 3 brand new mechs currently in progress. Managed tasks. Hi, we got a quick draw, a Kintaro, both of which the quick Kintaro took a real beating. Oh, really? It's only 7 days. So I want my Hatchet Man up forward. And then I also want the Black Knight up forward, for obvious reasons. Actually, no, quick draw up top. So quick draw, Hatchet Man, Black Knight, that'll be 15 days. Then Thunderbolt, because it needed a full bloody rebuild. And then the Kintaro and the Wolverine, we'll swap those. Alright, and that'll be our mechs being rebuilt. We still have enough to field a full lance without too much trouble. Although our pilots are a little bit not feeling all that well. Storage, hi. Light mechs, yeah, we're selling all of you. I wish I had an easier dialogue to do this, but this is what must be done. We're not interested in any light mechs anymore. We have moved beyond that. We just don't have room for it partially. And as much as apparently there are tonnage limits on some things, from what I've seen, the light tonnage bracket is 200 tons at a maximum mech size per mech of 55. So as long as you got, say, 1 lighter mech, you can kind of handle it without too much trouble. So that'll be kind of what we'll do. We'll probably field the Hatchet Man and then 3 55 or 50 tonners. Something like that. Yeah, the Hatchet Man, a 50-tonner, and a pair of 55s I think we can actually pull off. I'll have to double-check the math on that. So in the meantime, though, we don't need sort of any of these parts, especially even the medium mechs. Just have no interest in them. So we will sell our full-on... Oh, I don't want to ready it. I want to break it. This way, this will give us a lot more cash. We'll be all nice and... We have 2 Kintaros in storage. So as you can see, we're back up to a nice high cash value. And the most important thing about that is I would like to get the next thing on the list in order for us to buy is going to be the module. So we get the 3rd living module up. That'll allow us to then get the hospital. That's going to be a very expensive thing to do. And so we don't need any of this, but we do need cash for the module. And that'll have us sort of sorted as we move on forward. There is a flashpoint up to the northeast that we're going to start heading towards. And I think that'll be sort of our next main goal. It is ending kind of soon, though. We're keeping all our heavies, and of course all of our assaults. So if we happen to run into the Battle Master, which we got the 1 on the 1 flashpoint, we'll definitely build it. And the heavies, we're close to another quick draw. Everything else is at 1 of 3. So we are another, how many days? 23 days from Mech Bay 3. Navigation, because we are leaving. The planet is all finished up. This is, of course, I believe... Ooh, lost tech items. We're coming here. Short, no consecutive deployments, no tonnage restriction, 4 tons. Yeah, this is our path. 16 days. We shall ride in this direction. Because lost tech items don't mind if do. Although, honestly, I probably should, because this is going to be a 4-skull mission. You're going to go behind the Black Knight and the Thunderbolt. We're going to chill and make sure that we've got all of those mechs ready to rock and roll when the time comes. But that's going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I see one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. I will see you all in the next episode.